Hey everyone, welcome to Retro Reel Recaps. Today, we have got a classic movie for you all, King Kong. It's a film that's got everything, adventure, drama, and a whole lot of excitement. So, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the story. The movie starts in 1933, during the Great Depression, in New York City. Times are tough, and people are struggling to make ends meet. We meet a young and beautiful theater actress named Ann Darrow. She's really good at her job, especially at making people laugh with her performances. But sadly, she's not getting enough work to even afford a proper meal. To make things worse, the theater where she used to perform shuts down, leaving her with no income at all. At the same time, we're introduced to another character, a man who's also having a hard time in life. His name is Carl Denham, and he's a filmmaker, and we quickly learn that Carl is a bit of a selfish and greedy person. He goes to his producers with a new idea for a movie, promising them that if they invest in it, he'll make something truly amazing. Carl is also a bit of a dreamer. He believes there are still undiscovered wonders in the world that people haven't seen yet. Carl used to make films about nature and animals, but now he's found a new location, a mysterious island, and he's trying to get funding for his project. The producers, however, aren't convinced. They think Carl has lost his mind and even consider kicking him out of the room. They're more interested in selling off his old films to save whatever money they have left. Carl overhears this and, in a panic, grabs his film reel and runs away. He's determined to finish his movie, which is all about nature and animals, and he plans to shoot it on this unknown island. But there's a problem. Carl's career isn't doing well, and because of that, no one wants to work with him. He's even lost his leading lady for the film. Meanwhile, Anne is walking around the city, desperately looking for work. She's given an address by someone, and when she gets there, she feels like she shouldn't have come. The place doesn't feel right to her. At the same time, Carl is also at this location, searching for a new leading lady for his movie. He doesn't find the person he's looking for, but he does spot Anne. He approaches her and tries to explain his movie idea, offering her the lead role. Anne is hesitant at first, but she realizes she doesn't have any other options. With no other way to survive, she agrees to be part of Carl's film. Carl is in a big hurry. He tells everyone to get on the ship as fast as possible and even offers the captain $1,000 to set sail right away. No one really understands why he's in such a rush. Carl is also looking for someone to write the story for his movie. That's when we meet Jack Driscoll, a calm and thoughtful man who writes screenplays and books. Carl convinces Jack to join the ship too. They're all in a hurry to leave because the police are already looking for Carl, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. Next, we see Anne meeting the rest of the crew members on the ship. Carl starts filming new scenes for his movie. For now, everyone is just on the ship, going about their tasks. Carl then talks to the ship's captain, Captain Engelhorn, and tells him they need to go to an unknown island. The captain loves hunting wild animals, so Carl makes a deal with him, suggesting that he might find something valuable on this island. The captain agrees, and they continue their journey. As they sail, they reach a place where the path ahead is completely unclear. They try to figure out the way using the stars, but the thick fog makes it impossible to see anything. The captain does his best to navigate the ship carefully. Suddenly, someone shouts, "Rock, rock!" The ship is surrounded by rocks on all sides. The captain tries to steer the ship away, but it's too late. The ship hits a large rock and gets stuck. The ship is damaged, and they can't move forward. Surprisingly, Carl is happy about this. They prepare small boats and start heading toward the island. Only Carl and his crew members leave the ship. The captain and his crew stay behind, trying to free the ship and refusing to go to the island. Carl doesn't care and sets off with his team in a boat. As they get closer to the island, the crew starts to feel like something isn't right. They realize there's something strange about this place. Once you go there, you might not be able to leave. Carl and his crew finally reach the island, and it doesn't take long for them to run into trouble. They come face to face with the cannibalistic natives who live there. These natives look absolutely terrifying. Without warning, they attack Carl's crew, capturing most of them. The crew is so shocked that they don't even have time to react. One of their members has been speared in the stomach, and another has had his neck snapped. It's chaos. The natives capture Carl's entire crew and are about to kill them when suddenly the captain arrives with his squad. A fierce gunfight breaks out, and the natives are forced to flee. Everyone manages to escape and make it back to the ship. Back on the ship, the crew speeds up the repair work so they can leave the area as quickly as possible. But the native cannibals haven't given up. They've been watching Anne closely, The natives have a dark ritual where they offer sacrifices, and they've decided that Ann will be their next offering. They sneak onto the ship and kidnap Ann without anyone noticing. Meanwhile, Jack realizes Ann is missing and decides to go back to the island to rescue her. He and some of the ship's crew head back, but by the time they get there, it's too late. A massive, terrifying creature, King Kong, makes his grand entrance and takes Ann away. Jack, who's deeply worried about Ann, insists on finding her. The crew sets out on a dangerous mission to save her, knowing they're up against something far bigger and more dangerous than they've ever faced before. As they walk through the island, Carl, always focused on his film, doesn't stop. He keeps filming anything he finds interesting. He moves ahead and tells Jack to keep going. What they see next is absolutely terrifying. Dinosaurs. The crew's carelessness attracts the dinosaurs' attention, and in no time, the dinosaurs start chasing them. These dinosaurs are huge and seem eager to eat humans. The chase becomes so intense that one of the crew members is almost killed. Meanwhile, we see Kong, the giant creature, running and jumping with incredible speed. Poor Ann, who's still with Kong, can't handle all the chaos and faints. Kong gently places her in a safe spot and tries to wake her up. When Ann opens her eyes, she sees Kong sitting at a distance, watching her. She tries to sneak away, but Kong notices and catches her. At this point, Ann realizes something. If Kong wanted to hurt her, he would have done it by now. She starts to think that maybe Kong isn't entirely bad. To calm him down, Ann decides to use her theater skills. She starts performing for Kong, hoping he might let her go. She does various acts and even dances in front of him, trying to distract him and win his trust. Kong is completely entertained by Ann's performance. He starts laughing, almost like a giant child enjoying a show. It's as if a small human has managed to tame this enormous beast. Kong gets so caught up in the moment that he doesn't even notice when Ann stops performing. He sits by the roadside, calm and content, like a little kid. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew is still searching for Ann, trying to figure out where Kong has taken her. At one point, the crew spots Kong and, without thinking, they start shooting at him. This makes Kong furious. In his anger, he flips the tree they're standing on, sending them flying. Ann sees this as her chance to escape. She runs away but soon finds herself in another dangerous situation. She's surrounded by dinosaurs. One of them starts chasing her, and she's about to fall off a cliff when Kong shows up just in time to save her. Now we see Kong in an epic battle, not with one, not two, but 3 dinosaurs. The fight is intense, and they all end up falling into a large pit filled with hanging branches. Kong tries to kill the dinosaurs, but even as they're dying, they're still trying to attack Ann. Eventually, they all fall into an open field. Ann hides behind Kong, and a fierce battle begins. Kong uses all his strength to grab one of the dinosaurs, slam it down, and tear its mouth open. He even plays with its jaws to make sure it's dead. It's a brutal but incredible display of Kong's power. Meanwhile, Jack and the others realize that Kong is still angry and dangerous. Some of the crew members who are still alive try to escape, but they run into more trouble. They encounter strange, ugly creatures. Some are water bugs, others are land bugs, all of them eager to hunt down humans. Among the crew is a young boy who manages to grab a bag and tries to save Jack. But in the end, there are only 2 options left: fight or die. The water bugs swallow the remaining crew members, and soon the creatures overwhelm them. Just when things seem hopeless, the captain and his crew arrive to help. They warn Jack and his team to leave, saying that Ann is probably dead. But Jack refuses to give up. He ignores the warning and goes back to search for Ann. Carl, however, tells the captain that he believes Ann is still alive. Meanwhile, Kong takes Ann to the highest peak of the island. There, they witness a beautiful sunset together. Kong gently places Ann on his hand. It's a quiet, peaceful moment. Jack, determined to find Ann, climbs the cliffs and finally reaches her. He picks her up and simply says, "Let's go." At that moment, Kong wakes up and realizes that Jack is trying to take Ann away. He grabs Ann and brings her back to him. Kong, however, doesn't like this. He attacks Jack, and just as he's about to kill him, a group of very large bats suddenly attack Kong. This confuses and disorients Kong, giving Jack and Ann a chance to escape. Jack and Ann, out of sheer luck, manage to escape and finally make it to the shore. But Kong, determined to get Ann back, follows her. As I mentioned earlier, Carl is a very selfish and greedy man. He had planned all along to capture Kong, knowing that Kong would follow Ann wherever she went. Carl and the ship's crew have already set up an elaborate trap to capture Kong. They prepare large nets and bring out chloroform, hoping to knock Kong out and take him captive. However, Kong is too strong to be stopped by just nets. When he sees Ann being taken away, he goes completely wild and breaks free. The crew quickly boards a boat, and as Kong approaches, Jack throws chloroform at him. Kong, still trying to reach Ann, doesn't want to let her go. Ann pleads with the crew, begging them not to kill Kong. She tells them that he's a good creature and doesn't deserve this, but the crew, in their foolishness, ignore her and knock Kong out. Carl, the selfish and greedy man, finally succeeds in his plan. He takes Kong to the city and organizes a grand show to display him as an attraction. He sets up a huge exhibition hall for Kong, treating him like nothing more than a spectacle. The city's largest theater is booked for the event, and despite knowing about the massive creature, people flock to see him. The producers, who once called Carl crazy, now praise him for his achievement. Carl, full of pride, delivers a grand speech, boasting about how he captured Kong and brought him to the city. Kong, still unconscious, sits quietly in the exhibition hall, not causing any trouble. Jack watches as Carl gives credit to the producers, the same ones who had initially backed out of his project, for the success of the show. Carl then presents Kong to the audience, claiming that the giant beast is under the control of a young girl. A girl is brought forward, but it's not Ann. This makes Kong furious. He breaks free from his restraints and goes on a rampage in the theater. The audience panics and runs for their lives. Kong starts searching for Ann, destroying everything in his path. He leaves the theater and enters the city, where small cars try to stop but end up colliding with each other. Kong tosses some cars into the air and picks up every blonde girl he sees, desperately looking for Ann. Jack comes up with a plan to lead Kong out of the city. He gets into a car and drives in a way that catches Kong's attention. Kong chases him at high speed, and eventually, Ann steps forward, standing right in front of Kong. Kong looks at Ann, almost as if he's asking her where she had gone. He gently takes her and moves far from the city, where the cold weather has turned the flowing water into ice. Kong, acting like a child, starts playing in the snow with Ann. He spins around, lies down, and enjoys the snow with her. It's a rare moment of peace and joy for both of them. But the peace doesn't last long. The police force arrives and Kong, still protecting Ann, runs to the tallest building in the city. He wants to keep Ann close, but the Air Force planes quickly surround him. The planes start firing at Kong, and even though he's severely injured, he continues to protect Ann. But the planes keep attacking Kong from behind. Kong, now heavily wounded, loses his strength and falls from the building. The people of the city gather around, as if they've defeated the giant beast. In the end, Carl delivers a powerful line. It wasn't the bullets that killed him, it was beauty. And so, the great beast Kong meets his tragic end. This is the conclusion of the story. Let us know how you all liked it. Thank you all for your incredible support. We're so happy about it, and we hope you continue to support us. We'll keep bringing more recaps for you. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. See you next time.